The game officials for this game have been licensed and assigned by the International Ice Hockey Federation. The referees of the game are Christoph Stennert and Michael Teddy. The linesmen are Jonas Merten and David Opegese. The starting six line for Team Denmark. Goaltender, 32, Sebastian Dahl. Defenseman, 15, Matthias Lassen. 22, Markus Lauritsen. Forwards, 17, Niklas Jensen. 33, Julian Jakobsen. 89, Mikael Boykin. The starting six lineup for Team Great Britain.
Welcome to Riga, Latvia for the World Championship. Great Britain getting set to take on Denmark. Referees for this game, Christoph Sternat of Austria and Michael Teixeira of Switzerland. Along the linesmen are Jonas Merten of Germany and David Oesweger of Switzerland. There's a look at your coaches, Corey Nielsen, and this is Heinz Ehlers, who is behind the bench of the Denmark squad for the second straight year.
And the last time these two teams met, there was some history as Great Britain was shell-shocked 9-0 by this Danish squad that felt pretty good about itself, putting up some goals. They haven't been able to put up many goals in this tournament so far. 1 win, 1 loss, and want more than the 4 shots that they got against Switzerland in their 1-0 defeat in their last game.
Look at Liam Kirk there. He has both the goals for Great Britain. There was a 4-point opening game for Niklas Jensen. Here's your netminders for this game. Ben Bounds is in the nets for Great Britain. Played in Austria, in Graz, and also playing in Austria, Sebastian Dahm. He played in Klagenfurt. The championship for him, along with an MVP. Denmark and Great Britain get this Tuesday going here at the World Championship. And Jakobsen with the opening draw. Carried in by Bodker. Bodker puts on the brakes. Mikkel Bodker lifts this into the corner. After it is Jensen. He'll play it back for Lassen. Lassen's cross-ice pass didn't get as much on that as he wanted to. Did get across, but he came outside the line. Lauritsen drives it right back in. And play whistle down. And we have an injured player.
Big collision alongside the wall there. And Julian Jakobsen trying to chase after that puck. Matthew Myers took the worst of it. Just in the side of the ribs towards the boards as that puck was shot in and run around the boards. Pain in his right arm. He's getting twisted up there. Myers is going to stay at the end of the bench and get looked at. Great Britain has had some very poor starts to hockey games, usually scored on within the first 3 or 4 minutes. So for them to keep it scoreless for as long as they can this first period is what's going to help them with their confidence.
They want to be better defensively. Puck management is something they've talked about a lot. And you're right. They got behind in the game you referenced, 9-0, 2 years ago. They got behind early in game 1 of this championship. They got behind early against Russia. Nicholas Hart in with a bump.
Net doesn't seem to be where it should be for the goaltender. He's going to work on that. Blocker side post, Ben Bounds. He's been Mr. Everything for them last year in games, of course, that got lopsided, but he hung in there. Just more shots than any other goaltender. He had 261 pucks go his way in 2019. 31 goals against, but still there were nights where he kept his team in it. And that game we referenced 2 years ago with Denmark, he was pulled in the first half of the hockey game, and that's not very encouraging. He is their go-to guy.
9 years with Cardiff, and then last year moved over and played in Austria. So it has been busy and has been good. I mentioned he played in Graz to Klagenfurt, about 140 kilometers to the southwest. Graz is about 200 kilometers south of Vienna. And we mentioned Vienna because 2 years ago, or south of Bratislava, about 200 kilometers, and 65 kilometers between Bratislava and Vienna. And the reason I mentioned that is the 2019 championship, which we finished up in Košice. We went to Vienna, and that's how I took the way home.
Nice. We started in Vienna, myself and John Abbott, Mike Whittingham, and then went to Košice and met you guys in Bratislava. Told lots of stories.
So it looks like they have the net back where it needs to be. Here's Matthews getting looked at, or Matthew Myers getting looked at the bench.
Right wrist getting taped.
Alexander True ties this one up off the face-off. Frome comes up with it. Matthias Frome trying to work it back to the blue line. Sent back down by Christensen. Only 4 right-handed shots on this Denmark team. Frome is the only right-handed shooting forward. The other 3 are defensemen, and one of those is because Philip Brugesser is in the lineup for the first time for Denmark. Ben Lake will send this to the line. Perlini is after it. Perlini in a battle there with Alexander True, and Ben Lake is on the loose puck. He'll wind it in, sends it cross ice for Hammond. A little too hard for Hammond to handle. Jensen Obo in behind his own net, and Denmark will regroup. Jensen Obo will send this in. Chased all the way around the boards. After a loose puck is Nicholas Anderson. Some Western Hockey League experience with Spokane for him. And this gets flipped up on the boards by Kieran Long in his first game for Great Britain, number 89. Ben Bounds will hang on to that.
Nicholas Anderson gets a nice shot from the top of the circles, but Bounds gets it with the glove. Anderson played also in the DEL for the Fishtown Penguins. You can see Matthew Myers back out on the ice after injuring that right wrist in a collision with Jakobsen earlier.
Kiefer Myers, because he is their best face-off taker, 70% coming into this game. He has won 14 of 20 in his 17th World Championship, not all in the top division.
Speaking of experience at the top levels or representing your country in general, Captain Jonathan Phillips for Great Britain, wearing number 20. This is his 100th appearance. He's just heading off to the bench right now, but he joins Ashley Tate and David Longstaff in playing 100 games at the World Championship level, not all the top level, but just the World Championships in general. Quite an accomplishment.
Shot high, taken up high by Sebastian Dom, gets cleared. Back at the line for Phillips. Phillips lets it go. That got partially blocked. Dowd, after a loose puck, will chip it back at the line. Phillips will go cross ice. Shot, score! Floater from the left point from Ben O'Connor that finds its way in, and Great Britain has the early 1-0 lead.
Bit of a stunner for Denmark, but a great play by Great Britain, as Dowd was able to hold off his man. D to D, shot towards the net. Connolly got his stick up, and the goaltender Dom didn't see this past the glove. It's a hard snapshot. 2 players waving at it. Perhaps that unsettled Dom a little bit, because this goes right in over his glove, and it's 1-0 Britain.
Don't think it was deflected.
No. It's the first time they've ever had a lead at the World Championship top division.
So they've accomplished some things. They have their first power play goal. They did not get a power play goal in the 2019 championship, went 0 for 12. They have one in this championship. Christensen gets tied up in behind the net, along with Myers. Myers trying to work it free, comes back at the blue line. Tetlow will play it back down low. Nicholas Hart is after it. Richardson prevents him from getting anywhere. Ben Davies on the loose puck. He gets squeezed out by Oliver Lauritsen. Gets knocked down for a second time. And Oliver Lauritsen will bounce this out to center ice. Into the Great Britain zone it goes. Intercepted. Nicholas Hart drops it off. Shot from the blue line by Lassen. That got turned aside. Jensen Omo will send this in. No, Nicholas B. Jensen, who was injured in the game against Sweden, not in the lineup again today for Denmark.
Took a heavy hit from Victor Louvre at the end boards.
Alexander Trude brings that to the net. Rebound, bounce, slides across, but Richardson went down to block it.
Gutsy play there as Ben Bounds was caught on the blocker side, couldn't get over to the glove side. Shot didn't come to him.
Jensen Obo will play this back into his own zone. Marcus Lauritsen is on it. And Denmark back in on the attack. No room up the middle. So Jensen Obo will turn back. On for Marcus Lauritsen. A couple of assists in this championship for Marcus Lauritsen. He'll dump it in. Morten Madsen plays it back at the line. Matthias Lassen through some traffic, let that one go, and it went wide. Lauritsen in from the line, but Perlini is there for Great Britain. It's sent around the boards, but kept in at the blue line by Lassen. Sends it back down low. Nicholas Anderson looks for some room. Anderson will drop it off. Oliver Lauritsen sends it into the corner and goes in after it. Morten Madsen trying to work it loose. World Championship game number 93 for Morten Madsen as he closes in on the all-time leader for Denmark in games played. Bounds has it on the short side. And some of the Denmark players thought this puck was still loose, and the whistle finally does go.
Bounds made that stop, but he didn't know where the rebound was. David Phillips helps him out by ushering it into the pad. Board battle one here. Alexander Trude's going to throw it right to the net. And as it comes around, there's that shot block by Richardson. So the active stick by Bounds, and then he gets caught up in his own players. That's Ben Davies, and there's the thank you very much for keeping this a 1-0 game for us, says the Great Britain players.
Jakobsen faces off, but talked about the 70% success rate for Matthew Myers, and he wins that one. O'Connor, the goal-getter in this game, will send it in. Right back up the ice, short side try for Mikkel Bottger. Nicholas Jensen takes a whack at the rebound. Bounces down, Jensen on the loose puck. Jensen gets bumped in the corner by Ben O'Connor, and it's cleared out and up at center ice. This will get sent in by Betteridge. In with a bump was Kieran Long in his first game. And Jensen Obo on for Jesper Jensen. He'll take it wide, chase this down in the Great Britain zone. Loose puck is there for Frederick Storm in the lineup. This is his first game of this World Championship. Storm trying to work it down low. In from the line is Lauritsen, gets it for Jensen, back for Lauritsen. It was loose in front with an open side and got cleared before he could bang it home.
Boy, that went right up the crossbar and right back down to the blue paints. That close.
Dowd will send it in. Denmark now with 5 shots in this game, one more than they had in that loss to Switzerland. The 1-0 loss where they only had the 4 shots. Olesen will chase this down. And that is a modern day fewest shots on goal record. And yet They tried to take the positive out of it. They lost by 1 goal.
Right. There were some games where the opposition, the losing team, only had 7 shots in a game. That happened a few times, but 4 shots, that was new.
But they did not hide the fact that Switzerland was by far the better team. Switzerland just did not allow them to get anything going. 1-0, Great Britain with the lead. Perlini and Madsen will face off to the right of Sebastian Dom. Ben O'Connor with the goal in this game. Has it at the blue line, drops it back. Hammond sends it to the front of the net. Sebastian Dom turns that aside. And cleared back out, and David Phillips will play it. Bounces around at center. Lake will play it back into his own zone. And David Phillips will start back for Great Britain. On for Ben Lake. Lake will play it back for Phillips. Back it goes to the line. O'Connor walked in, let that one go just missing. And it's back out at center ice. Ben Lake will play it to the line. Hammond sends it all the way across for Perlini. He tried to get that to the front of the net. That got blocked. Jones from the line lets the shot go. Glove saved by Dom. He'll hang on. Sam Jones in his first game in this championship.
And I think for Great Britain, the idea is, as we see this Lauritsen shot go off the crossbar from earlier, a setup from Jesper Jensen. The big defenseman comes in to try to get this one over the blocker. Instead, it's off the red bar. But for Great Britain, learning their lesson about bringing some new players in after a couple of games to keep some energy fresh.
Denmark bench felt there should have been a penalty on that play. Comes around for Matthias Lassen. Lassen takes a bump from Brendan Connolly, plays it down low. Jakobsen trying to center it. Jakobsen gets tied up there with Jones. And it's cleared as Dowd gets a stick on it. Up at center, and Liam Kirk will play this in, but play whistled down. So somebody other than Liam Kirk gets a goal for Great Britain.
At the last World Championship for Great Britain, Mike Hammond had 4 of the 9 goals that they had scored. Great Britain's roster is full. They can't add anybody. But for Denmark, they have 23 players and 2 goaltenders registered. They have a spot, 3 of them open.
They haven't registered Mads Sogard, a netminder, yet. He is here. Plays for the Belleville Senators, an Ottawa Senator draft pick. Spent some time in the Western Hockey League with Medicine Hat Tigers. Another big netminder, stands 6'7", 20 years of age, had a great year with Belleville. Jesper Jensen.
Wow,
big
that's a hit.
As Jensen got bowled over there by Kieran Long. Plays for Belfast. Long has the loose puck. Puts it off the boards and back out at center. Jesper Jensen will hustle back. Plays it off the boards. Lockeridge giving him chase, or Lockeridge giving him chase. Back to the blue line it comes. Betteridge will play it back down low. Back for Betteridge. Tried to snap that one in and never got enough on it. Jensen Obo back into his own zone for Denmark. Throws it cross ice. Larson will send it rink wide. Olsen will carry it in. Puts it in behind the net, and another big hit by Tetlow. This one on Alexander True. So Great Britain has been the more physical of the teams here in the early going. And another hit on the far side. Carried back in, throw him in front of the net. Tried to go back to the blocker's side, missed the net, but a good offensive attack by Denmark. Olesen at the line. Olesen will send it down. Lordsson takes it, gives it back for Olesen. He has trouble with it, leaves it there for Marcus Lordsson. He'll send it down. Matthias Lassen will play it back at the line. And a wrist shot, and Bounds will glove that and hang on to it for a face-off. 1-0 into the back half here, period number 1. Great Britain with a 1-0 lead. Great Britain has been in the main group since 2008. Shot, score! Denmark has tied this game up. Jakobsen. And a 1-1 tie.
Scramble up, face off, and Julian Jakobsen spins with the backhand and fools Bounds on the right hand. Gets moved forward, but good battle there, and it just pops free. This sneaks near side. Looked like Britain was about to take that puck. Nicholas Jensen loses it. And then this wrister goes through the goaltender to tie the score.
Big goal for Denmark. It is early, but the longer it stayed 1-0, the more confidence Great Britain was going to gain.
Yeah, that was like a broken play where the puck, you think you have control, and then the other team gets it, and you throw it at the net, it ends up hitting the post and going in.
Hammond back in for Great Britain. Hammond throws it cross ice. Collision there. And Denmark will control. Mike Hammond spent 4 years at Lakehead University in Thunder Bay. Jakobsen, the goal-getter, dropped it back. Gets away from Nicholas Jensen. Hat trick in the opening game for Nicholas Jensen. Back to the blue line it comes. Jensen Obo plays it for Nicholas Jensen. He tried to find Jakobsen in the high slot. That got turned aside. That was in that win over Sweden. First time ever that Denmark had beaten Sweden in World Championship play. Nicholas Jensen carries it back in, rips it to the short side, turned away by Bounds. And grabbed off by Connolly. He'll skate it to the line and carry it in. And Morten Madsen went for a spill. Loose puck in front of the net, battle for it, cleared away, and Morten Paulsen is on it. Paulsen getting chased from behind by Dowd. Couldn't get deep into that Great Britain zone. Lordsson sends it cross ice. Brugesser in his first game will send it back. Number 2, the right-handed defenseman. 3 right-handed defensemen in this game, but just the one forward. Brugesser chases it back into his own zone, chips it up against the traffic. And Morten Paulsen will bounce it out at center, taken by Clements. He'll play it through, and Long will send it back into the Denmark zone. Morten Paulsen plays it into the corner. Kieran Long was there to break it up. And now Brugesser trying to flip it up the middle, put it off the backside of a teammate. And Brugesser on it again for Oliver Lordsson, back for Brugesser. The long lead pass up at center, looking for Perlini, and this goes off of his stick and out of play.
Well, Bruggesser ended up playing for the Grizzlies. Wolfsburg. Here's shot towards the net, goes off the top of Dom's shoulder. Brendan Connolly gains the zone, gives it to Liam Kirk, who does a really good job of shooting it through the defenseman.
So back to the Great Britain story. They've been in the main group since 2008. Best finish was 8th overall back in 2010 and 2016. We're going to get our first penalty of the game. It's going to go to Denmark. Nicholas Hurt puts this to the front of the net. And Bounds makes a save. Looked like it was in behind him.
Going to be a call here against Great Britain as Ross Venus, his first game at the World Championship, going to be guilty of this hit from behind.
Denmark 1 for 5 on the power play, 20%. Great Britain has killed 5 of 7 for a 71% success rate. Alexander True will settle it down for Denmark. Back in the line for Lawrenson and back for True. Matthias Fromm in the high slot. Alexander True now moves to the front of the net. Nicholas Jensen wires it, hit a leg. Rebound was there for Bodker. Didn't shoot it. Bodker will send it back for Lawrenson. Back for Nicholas Jensen. He'll wire it. That got blocked. As Tetlow got in front of it. Jensen plays it back for Lawrenson. Cross ice for Mikkel Bodker. Back up top for Lawrenson. Walks it in. Wrist shot. That got blocked. As Ben Lake got in front of it. Lawrenson back for Nicholas Jensen. Back for Marcus Lawrenson and over for Mikkel Bodker. Mikkel Bodker trying to pull Connolly to him. Back for Nicholas Jensen, scores! They set it up, and Nicholas Jensen got the look that he wanted. And he'll pick up his 4th of this World Championship.
Got to credit Mikkel Bodker. He pulled the puck on the right wing all the way down to the hash marks, and the top 2 killing Great British defenders got mixed up. So you had Lake that didn't know where to go. And this allows Jensen to walk in a little bit further and get it past the right pad of the goaltender. Pass from Lawrenson. Great look here. Jensen gets it past the initial screen. It goes off the stick of Joshua Tetlow and sneaks past the goaltender. But this is all because the top 2 forwards on the penalty kill got mixed up, didn't get over in time, and Jensen gets another.
Power play goal for Denmark and a 2-1 lead. Icing will be the call against Great Britain, so after getting shut out 1-0 to Switzerland, Denmark gets on the offense here with a couple of goals.
You see the 2 defenders, the 2 forwards, almost on a line, and then Tetlow, the defenseman, has to come out farther than he wants, and trying to block it, it hits the shaft of his stick.
So 2 points in the game now for Nicholas Jensen, 2 points in the game for Mikkel Bodker. Goals from Jakobsen and Nicholas Jensen. Marcus Lawrenson has his 3rd assist of this championship on that power play goal. Jesper Jensen back up top for Jensen Obo. He'll skate this deep. Jensen Obo in behind the Britain net. He'll dish it off. Storm plays it back at the line. Larson ends up in the slot for Jesper Jensen. Save made by Bounds. And a wild scramble in front of the Great Britain net. Liam Kirk will take it to the corner and dish it off, and now Denmark will start a change. So some time for O'Connor. He'll play it behind his own net for Phillips.
It's a big save for the goaltender Bounds, as Denmark has been putting a lot of traffic to the front of the net for him. This puck is going to go into the bench.
Denmark, after giving up the opening goal, with a 2-1 lead here in period 1. 6 points now in this championship for Nicholas Jensen for Denmark. He is their offensive catalyst. So he now takes over top spot goal scoring wise in this World Championship. Collision in front of the net as Morten Paulsen drives it to the net, gets tied up there with Myers. Bounds ended up going down. He was in the pile up as well. Oliver Lauritsen chases this back into his own zone. He's getting chased by Jonathan Phillips. Little redirect at center ice. Anderson will get spilled, but they do get it into the Great Britain zone. Marcus Lauritsen breaks it up, tried to clear. Connolly breaks it up, tried to dance his way in. And he'll go to the corner with big Marcus Lauritsen. Tried to go shoulder to shoulder and lost that battle. Bounds. Way up at center ice is Brendan Connolly looking for that lead pass, but didn't get to him the first time, and now maybe an odd man rush with Dowd. Connolly lets the shot go off a body or off a stick in front, and that fluttered wide of Sebastian Dom.
Jesper Jensen Obo, the captain, had pointed, saying, I got this guy, you stay with him, and that allowed them to come in closer so that Connolly couldn't get a good shot.
Sam Jones with the lead pass that goes awry, icing the call against Great Britain.
This is Nicholas Jensen helping out on the face-off. He's going to just knock the puck there, and the spin-around backhand for Jakobsen. Here's the goal. He can shoot the puck. Fortunate deflection now with 6 points, tying Peter Solaric with Slovakia and Marcel Nubels for Germany, but those 4 goals will put him on the top of the list where he is on your screen.
Jones in behind his own net. Plays it out to the blue line, delayed offside. Great Britain will clear, and Hammond will send it in behind. Jakobsen is on it, trying to skate away from Perlini, and does. Sends it up at center. Nicholas Jensen trying to get that back for Jakobsen. Jakobsen giving chase, and he does not pass up on very many hits. And Phillips dodged that one. You probably heard Jakobsen go into the boards hard. Hammond will settle it down, plays it across. Good defensive stick there from Nicholas Jensen. Comes back at the line. Phillips a long floater. And Sebastian Dom will take that in the midsection and hang on to it.
Nicholas Jensen has a hat trick at this tournament already in the opening game. Morten Paulsen had a hat trick against Great Britain. These teams met in 2019, including a shorthanded marker. Nick Jensen had 2 goals in that game as well. Mikkel Blocker had 3 assists in that game as well. They had Lars Eller in the lineup. Denmark did in 2019, had a 4-point night in that 9-0 whitewashing of Great Britain in 2019 when these 2 teams played.
And Lars Eller eligible to join, I guess. I'm not sure what the status of that would be. Gaetan Haas of the Edmonton Oilers with Switzerland. Another option now for them. That series came to an end in triple overtime in Winnipeg last night. O'Connor with the overtime winner. Deflected into the Denmark zone. Lauritsen goes after it. Oliver Lauritsen will pitch it up the boards. Gets out at center ice. Morten Madsen will carry it in. Madsen with Storm and Paulsen. A veteran trio here for Denmark. In the slot, the high slot, in a little bit tight. And Morten Madsen didn't get as much of that as he would have liked. And a bit of a knuckler in on bounds.
4 more games for Madsen to beat Morten Green in games played for Denmark at the international level. You mentioned that, but he's not going to catch him in points. Morten Green is going to stay ahead for quite a few more years to come.
Yeah, 52 points for Morten Green, and he is getting chased, but no one is real close. But yes, the final game of the preliminary round for Morten Madsen will be his 97th. And now Myers bowls over Sebastian Dom, and Lassen comes in.
Took Dom out of the crease, the net off its moorings. Great Britain has been physical in this game. You'll see that Myers is trying to get in front of the net, but he was guided in there by Morten Madsen. And Matthias Lassen comes in for the conversation.
And at the end of it, we saw Myers go over to Sebastian Dom and say, "Are you okay?"
Incidental contact. There wouldn't be any sort of call on that play. Great Britain has tried to be physical. We've seen some big hits so far, and that's how they're going to have to play here against Denmark. Both these teams don't shoot the puck a lot. At least haven't been able to in the games coming in. But that's changed in this one. Denmark's shooting Great Britain 14-6.
Talk about Denmark players coming in. You mentioned this the other day. Their Olympic tryouts coming up in August. So some of the NHL players are keying that versus coming over to this World Championship. Now there is a penalty coming up to Great Britain. Ben Lake is going to go to the penalty box.
This is a trip in the neutral zone, and those qualification tournament for Denmark is in Norway, 26th to 29th of August. Ben Lake gets the hand slash into the hands, and then upends Mathias From. So the likes of Freddie Anderson, Nikolai Ehlers, Frans Nielsen, Alder Brokstrand, Lars Ehlers could all possibly play for Denmark in those Olympic qualifiers.
Tetlow sends this around the boards out to center. Second power play of the game for Denmark. They capitalized on the first opportunity, and now 90 seconds left to go in period number 1. Nicholas Jensen winds it up. Jensen will send it in. From trying to take it to the net, takes it around. Matthias From into the slot, dishes it off for Bodker. And they set it up. Bodker to the front of the net. And True with a redirect there, and a good save by Bounds. Another shot, this one from From, and that missed the net. Nicholas Jensen plays it around for Mikkel Bodker. Bodker settles it down, pressured there by Tetlow. Just it to True, and then gets it back. Bodker trying to get that for From. It bobbled, and that allows Great Britain to clear it down the ice.
Great Britain has to learn from their previous penalty kill, and their top two forwards have to communicate and not crisscross over each other.
Jesper Jensen off his stick. He'll chase this down. Phillips gets there first, plays it around the boards. Swindlehurst couldn't trap it, and that allows Denmark to control. Jensen Obo plays give and go with Frederick Storm. He'll get it down for Olsen. Shot to the short side is blocked. Jesper Jensen trying to play it in behind the net. Nicholas Hart going after it. Jensen comes up with it, bounces around the short side of the Great Britain net. Nicholas Hart will play it back at the line. And Jensen, Obo with the shot, rebound there for Nicholas Hart. And he shot that one wide off a stick, and the first period comes to an end.
Great Britain will start the next period, just killing off the last 19 seconds, and then they got to regroup and get going after Denmark.
Ben O'Connor opened the scoring for Great Britain, and Jakobsen and Nick Jensen, 2-1 after 1.
Technology for today that helps with life, with love, with our friends and families. Technology that helps us to find joy. All those things that make life, life, and us human.
Szkoda, something clever.
For the last 2 years, we had to pause the game that we love. But the love for the game has never died. Ice hockey is ours. Our endless spirit, our passion, our love. Little by little, the IIHF is bringing the game back. It is time to get back on the ice.
Игра состоит из множества моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе. Движение за движением. Касание за касанием. Момент за моментом. И победа у тебя в руках. Лови момент для ставки.
Dānijas izlases sākuma sastāvs. The starting six line for Team.
Roofies on three. 1, 2, 3, roofies! Okay, Denmark first. You see hands. Okay, he's first, you second. Okay, stick on the ice. Good game, guys. Watch your crease, boys! Hey! Good hit, good hit. Sorry?
Did we knock that off?
Yeah, he was pushed by you good here defense, so it's a 50-50 contact, but I would say that puck was inside. So
I didn't see it.
yeah, I didn't see the girl was off, so yeah, you have to. That's normal. Go puck, watch your head, let's go, let's go. Let him go. Okay, don't go to the head, okay? '59, late hit.
I got it.
You go for them for the hit. He was stronger as you. That's it. That's it. No. You go with the shoulder and you lift. You jump in the air. Just tell your defense not to push the guys on the goalie. If he push the guys on the goalie, what can he do? He can try to break.
Look at it.
Okay?
Dabei brenum er pilna, brenum mikä säänsä kata.
Welcome back to Riga, Latvia. 19 seconds left in the power play for Denmark. Second power play of the game as we look at the two netminders. Here's Sebastian Dahm. Faced 6 shots. One got by him. The other end of the ice, Ben Bounds has been far busier. He faced 16 shots and 2 of them got by him. 2-point night for Nicholas Jensen.
Nicholas Jensen, back in 2016, had a 7-point tournament. He's already got 6 up to this point. He's been the offensive catalyst for Denmark.
3 shots on goal for him in that opening period. He leads all players in that shot on goal department. Some big ice time minutes in that opening period. Get to that in a second. Jakobsen, who has a goal, plays it down low to Mikkel Bodker. Back to the line it comes Bodker. Tried to cup it and fire it, bounced off his stick. Ben Lake is out of the penalty box. Jakobsen plays it on for Nicholas Jensen. Into the slot for Bodker. And that shot got blocked as Tetlow went down to block it. He's had a number of key blocks in this game, and offside is called. Joshua Tetlow played 7 minutes and 24 seconds in that opening period. Brett Berlini had 7:17.
There's the shot block there. And when he's able to, he does get the sideways turn and takes up a lot of space. Played for the Nottingham Panthers. Not this past season because there was no season in Great Britain, but the season previous. This is his first appearance. 6'6", Dennis, 227 pounds. That's going to take up space when it turns sideways to block shots.
Yep. Yeah, they had a 5-week mini-series, and most of the players, not all, but a lot of them did play in that mini-series. Jensen Obo blasts that one from the line. Jesper Jensen Obo led all players in that opening period in ice time, just under 8 minutes. And Marcus Lauritsen, who plays the point on the power play, 7 minutes and 21 seconds in that opening period. Brett Berlini was the best face-off man for Great Britain, winning 6 of 8. And an icing call here against Great Britain as we give you the numbers from that opening period.
Well, for Great Britain now, they have to stay out of the penalty box, stay physical. So there's a fine line there, but more shots. Both these teams, through a couple of games, haven't been getting their shot totals up. In fact, coming into this game, Denmark only had 26 shots in all total for their 2 games, but they've done a better job in that first period, getting 16.
Chance in front of the net for Ben Lake, in tight, but he jammed it, and Sebastian Dahm had to be careful on that. Then Ben Lake comes across and gives Frederick Storm a shot into the sideboards, and Storm will hustle over to the Denmark bench. Appears to be all right. Frome gets to the blue line, carries it in, chips it in behind the net for Alexander True. True plays it back for Olsson. Around for Frome, away from him. Christensen trying to hold it in, can't, but good hustle by Olsson to scamper across and hold it in. He'll get it back for Oliver Lauritsen. Lauritsen will put it back for Olsson. Olsson protects it, gets it off the corner boards, back at the line for Oliver Lauritsen. Slap shot, left pad save, made by Bounds. Came to the front of the net, that got cleared away by Sam Jones and banked off the far side boards, and Christensen back into his own end. On for Oliver Lauritsen and back for Christensen. Christensen part of that 2 4-on-4 goals that they scored late in the second period against Sweden that were key to that victory for Denmark.
Completely changed the game for them.
Puck to the side of the net. Nicholas Anderson plays it back at the line. Lassen goes cross ice, shot, that got blocked. Betteridge got in front of it, and it comes off a skate to the side of the net and grabbed and held by Ben Bounds.
Morten Madsen can't find the puck there. This is that chance. Stepping forward and right to the front of the net for Ben Lake. He caught a toe and still tried to get the stick on it. Pushed forward there by Mike Hammond and then right into your living room.
USA leading Kazakhstan 2-0. Trevor Moore with the second goal as an assist as well after Adam Clendening got the opening marker for Team USA as Kazakhstan undefeated so far in this championship. Ketlow chops at it. In from the line is Brugesser. And this gets cleared out, and Marcus Lauritsen will chase this back in behind the net.
Speaking of behind the net, Nick Jensen twisted his ankle, his right ankle behind the net in the Great Britain zone, and as the play was going up ice, he could barely get to the Danish bench. Being looked at now, it's a big loss if he can't stride through and get back out on the ice.
That would be a huge loss for Denmark. They will be in a back-to-back situation. There's a slapper from the line by Connolly. And Sebastian Dahm will make the save and hang on. Denmark back in action again tomorrow against Russia, and this does not look good.
No, he's trying to walk it off, which is the smart thing to do. Jensen going and just catches his blade against the British defender. Right there, just a little quick little extension. Bit of a stinger for him. He's going to stay at the bench and work through it.
Frederick Storm at center. He'll play across ice around for Nicholas Hart. Hart plays it back to the blue line. Christensen with the wrister deflected by Storm. Oliver Lauritsen is in from the line. Plays it back for Storm. Storm dodged the check from Clements. And it's grabbed off by Liam Kirk. For the Canadians on this Great Britain team. Christensen back into his own zone. Alexander True on the regroup. Ben Lake out of Calgary, and we have a hooking penalty coming up on the play.
It's Connolly that's the guilty party, trying to talk his way out of it. Kind of talk your way to a speeding ticket, but not a penalty. Just underneath the hand there.
So Brendan Connolly to the penalty box, another Great Britain player that's out of Calgary. And it's a good sight for Denmark. Nicholas Jensen comes on the ice and is going to give this a go.
Well, he's a shooter, so hopefully he can just stay in that spot, top of the circle, and have guys feed him the puck.
Third power play of the hockey game for Denmark. Jensen plays give and go at the line with Marcus Lauritsen. Phillips trying to keep an eye on both of them. Jensen walks in, lets the wrist shot go wide. Labor his way back into his own zone. Long pass for Frome. Has a little bit of room on the outside. Mattias Frome puts on the brakes. Plays it back for Lauritsen. Lauritsen cross ice for Jensen. Jensen gets it away from Betteridge and puts it in behind the net for True. In for Bodker. Bodker, Lauritsen, Nicholas Jensen. Back for Lauritsen. Slap shot and save made by Bounds.
You mentioned the lefty and the righty thing. There's just the one right-hand shot out there for Denmark. And Matthias From, Nick Jensen, toughing it out, and he's going to want to stay out here. Minute 14 to go still for Denmark on the power play. An all-important one if they can add to their lead.
Great Britain got the game's opening goal. And then Denmark with two, one of them on the power play, and on the power play here with $1:05 left in the man advantage. And that top power play unit stays out for Denmark. From will play it back at the line. Lauritsen for Bodker. Bodker going high, short side. Bounds got the shoulder up. Nicholas Jensen on the loose puck. Back for Bodker. Marcus Lauritsen. Bodker getting it to settle down. Walks it in, dishes it off for Alexander True for From, and that quick shot turned aside. Windlehurst couldn't get to it quick enough on the far side. Plays it for Ben Davies. And Davies on the backhand will send it down the ice. Lauritsen on for Strome. Strome will drop for Bodker. Bodker snaps it around. Jesper Jensen drives it right back from where it came for Bodker, but it got away from him. Bodker does regain control, pokes it down to the goal line. Nice move by Frederick Storm, trying to get it into a shooting spot, gets it to Bodker, and Bounds with another good save.
Bodker didn't get a lot on it, off the toe of his stick, and Bounds followed into the blocker.
Jesper Jensen's pass deflected away by Tetlow. Two shots on that power play for Denmark as Connolly's out of the box. Jesper Jensen. Christensen from the line lets it go. Nicholas Hart got spun around, kept in at the line by Christensen. Fakes the shot, takes a look, tried to go backdoor for Jesper Jensen. Connolly breaks it up. And he'll stuff it on for Lakowitz, and he'll jam it out to center ice.
Connolly trying to draw the penalty there. He's had a couple of conversations with the referees in this game.
This gets bounced in by Jensen Obo. Morten Paulsen back for Oliver Lauritsen. Oliver Lauritsen unloads. That never got to the net. Lauritsen on it again, rips another one wide. Christensen sends it down for Paulsen. Back for Christensen to the front of the net. And Ben Lake is there to take it away. He'll dump a backhander across for Dave Phillips. He'll bounce this one in. Dom will be careful with it. Lake jams it in behind the net. Set around by Oliver Lauritsen on for Morten Paulsen. Paulsen to the Great Britain line, in tight. And chance there for Nicholas Anderson. Anderson trying to work it free. Ends up in behind the net. And Great Britain will bank it off the boards, and Lassen will go back for it.
When you come down that tight to the goaltender, you have to try to get it upstairs like he did, but Bounds, good timing to stay big.
From with some speed, and From goes into the backboards hard. Matthias From, a Chicago draft pick in 2016. And a wrist shot from Connolly from the slot. That goes off the stick of Marcus Lauritsen. Lead pass, and it will get deflected by Matthias From, but he was on his own side of center. And the faceoff will come back.
Brendan Connolly played for the Brooks Bandits of the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Here's that chance for Bodker off the blocker. And then Storm goes across. Bounds is able to get it with that blocker. Ferris State Bulldogs for Brendan Connolly afterwards. And he won a Kelly Cup in the East Coast Hockey League with the Alaska Aces, beating the Cincinnati Cyclones in 2014. Here's Brendan Connolly file.
There you go. And eventually made his way over and now playing for Great Britain at the 2021 IIHF World Hockey Championship in Riga, Latvia. Liam Kirk gets it on for Connolly. Connolly will turn back to the line. Clements lets the shot go. O'Connor on the near side trying to drift that one back towards the front of the net. Play back to the blue line, taken by Liam Kirk. Ben O'Connor slides it around the boards. Clements trying to hold it in, can't. They wave off icing. And Clements will chase this down for Great Britain. On for Kirk, he deflected it. And now Great Britain will start a line change. Brendan Connolly back to the Great Britain bench. Bodker waits for it. Tetlow got there first. Tetlow gets spilled as he got tied up in a battle for a loose puck. Nikolai Meyer trying to work it loose.
Tetlow just, when he goes to play in the corner, he'll do whatever he can to get all over you.
So Nikolai Meyer now out on this line in place of Nicholas Jensen with Jakobsen and Bodker.
Jensen's at the end of the bench, putting laces in his skate.
Kept in at the line, but only for a split second as it comes off the shin pads of Philip Brugesser. And now another penalty is coming up as Jakobsen goes down along the near side boards with Jonathan Phillips. Power play when we come back. Denmark up by 1. Only the second time in this championship, in this game number 3 for Denmark, that they will have to kill a penalty. 1 for 1 on the PK. Perlini spins it to the front of the net. This gets cleared. It bounces outside the line. Hammond had it, lost it. And Morten Paulson, short-handed, out there with Morten Madsen on the penalty kill. Then Lake on for Perlini. Off his skate. O'Connor follows up on the play. He'll drop it back for Hammond. Hammond in for Lake. Played all the way back to the blue line. Hammond sends it down for Dowd. And he'll play it back for Hammond. Walks it in, doesn't shoot it. Plays it back at the line. O'Connor back for Hammond, walks it in. Cross ice it goes. And the one-timer for Dowd, and that got blocked by Oliver Lauritsen.
Hit him high in the chest, but he's going to shake it off. The one thing about Britain, on their power play and their passes don't have a lot of zip to it. They're soft and they're directional, but they're not getting it from one guy to the other fast, and that just allows the penalty killers to readjust quickly. They got to really pass that puck with authority.
Very much a Canadian power play here for Great Britain with Hammond and Connolly and Lake and Perlini. Liam Kirk hits the line, takes it wide. Kirk cuts around the net center. Short side try, save made as Matthew Myers unloaded. Richardson is back for it. Nice pass on for Connolly. Connolly gets bumped to the near side boards. Jammed around by Kieran Long. Comes to the right point. Richardson plays it back down low. Dying seconds of the power play. Kirk walks it in. He has 2 goals in this tournament. That shot turned aside and Richardson couldn't hold it in. And then now Jakobsen out of the box. 2 shots on that power play for Great Britain. Despite the fact they have been outplayed, outchanced, and outshot. Just down by 1 here with 7:15 to go in the second period.
Well, Denmark knows that feeling in their last game against Switzerland.
Shots are 20-10 in favor of Denmark. Jensen Obo back on the regroup for Denmark. Sends it through for Olsen. Nick Olsen dumps it deep, goes after it, comes back to the blue line. And Larson came across but couldn't get there quick enough. And Marcus Lauritsen will head back into his own zone with Ross Venus in after him. And Nicholas Jensen now back out, and offside is called against Denmark.
Coach Heinz Ehlers is not happy with his guys jumping in offside on that rush.
6:39 to go here in the second period, and a 2-1 Denmark lead. Sebastian Dom will play this on for Jensen Obo, up for Frederick Storm. Storm will drive the line. Jesper Jensen hits to the front of the net. Tetlow trying to stay with Storm. Storm puts on the brakes, tight turns, lost control of it. Tetlow gets double teamed on the far side. Larson walks it in, and Ben Bounds thought he had it after making a solid stop. Ended up in behind the net and gets cleared all the way down the ice.
He got some help from his defenseman, Joshua Tetlow, who I think has had a really strong, understated game. He's been physical, he's blocked a lot of shots. When he battles in the corner, he gets a piece of everybody he goes up against.
After getting shut out 3 times in the 2019 World Championship in Slovakia, Great Britain a goal in each of the 3 games so far. Frome going after it. Matthew Myers got there first, swings it on for Ben Davies, and he'll send it in. Davies in after a loose puck. Gets tied up on the play, and it's grabbed off by Olsen. Plays it around for Matthias Lassen. Nice pass on for Alexander True, the former Seattle Thunderbird and cousin of Nikolai Ehlers. Connolly on the loose puck, winds his way away from True. Straight up the ice, Connolly trying to split the defense, dropped it back. Short side try there for Dowd. Where is it? It's on the mesh on the side of the net. And then Marcus Lauritsen, with the help of Sebastian Dom, they'll jam it up and get a stoppage in play. Denmark with the 1-goal lead here in Riga, Latvia. Gets tied up off the faceoff. They'll do it all over again. As Berlini Walker's back in against Morton Madsen.
Yeah, Madsen only took the stick away. He didn't put his stick down, and that's why they blow that face off.
Chopped out at center ice. O'Connor back into his own end. O'Connor sends it on for Hammond. Hammond's bank pass looking for Lake, was in behind him. Lake takes Christensen down. Up to center and deflected in by Morton Paulson. And he was on his own side of center.
These two nations have played each other, whether at the top level or other divisions at the World Championship, 17 times. And Denmark has won 7. Great Britain has won 7. They've tied 3. This is the definitive rubber match here, Dennis.
Look at Corey Nielsen in behind the bench for Great Britain, an assistant in 2019 to Pete Russell. Pete Russell was supposed to be the coach, personal reasons, is not here. And Adam Keefe and Corey Nielsen are running the bench. Nicholas Anderson was in front, got knocked down, it comes back, and Jensen Obo with the wrister that's gloved and held.
Keefe is from Brampton, Ontario. And Corey Nielsen from Ormonto, New Brunswick, which is on the west bank of the St. John River. So from Fredericton, 20 kilometers or so if you're around the Maritimes. Bounds is able to see this and hold on.
Ben O'Connor opened the scoring in this game for Great Britain, spent some time in the OHL, then on to France, on to Kazakhstan for 4 years, to Sweden, now with the Sheffield Steelers. Nicholas Jensen shot to the short side, save made. Jensen has it again. 2 points in the game, 6 in the tournament for Nicholas Jensen. Some time in the NHL for him. Vancouver and the New York Rangers. Brugesser scampers back into his own end, gets chased there by Lakowitz. On for Jakobsen, tied the game at 1. Leading to Nick Jensen's power play goal that has Denmark up by 1, and that's where we stand here with 3.5 left to go in the second period.
Two top goaltenders, no real surprise. It's a low-scoring game. The shots say that Denmark has been keeping Ben Bounds busy, 22 for them, and just 11 for Great Britain. But I think you and I both knew coming into this game it was probably going to be one of these that is going to be minimizing the mistakes and maybe the first team to get to 3 in the goal-scoring total.
And two goaltenders that would have faced each other this year, both playing in Austria. Kirk sends it on for Connolly. Connolly will bounce it deep. Sebastian Dahm plays it around for Nicholas Hart. Hart gets tied up in the corner. Jesper Jensen jams it back for Oliver Lauritsen. Switzerland and Sweden, our second game in this building. Jesper Jensen. That'll be an 8:15 local start, which should be a very competitive match. Sweden still looking for a win. Ketlo will put this off the boards to the line, but not out. Connolly gets to center ice, dumps it in. That got blocked. This will get cleared back in. And O'Connor will play it cross ice. O'Connor from Dave Phillips and Dowd, the scoring play for Great Britain that got it going. In tight chance there for Liam Kirk. Didn't get much on it, but Sebastian Dahm had to make a good stop. Gets battered around the board by Perlini. Back to the blue line it comes. Sent all the way back down low by Phillips. Battle now in the near corner. And True will send us up in center ice and then head to the bench on the change. Frome is after it in the Great Britain zone. And this gets sent all the way down the ice, and an icing call here against Great Britain.
It's going to mean that Ben O'Connor is going to get stuck out on the ice. His father, Mike, had also represented Great Britain at the national level. His dad, Mike O'Connor, was drafted by the Los Angeles Kings in the 1980 draft. He was with Great Britain last time they were at the top division in 1994. Played his hockey at Michigan Tech.
They finished 12th that year, and then the next time at the Big Group World Championship was 2019 in Slovakia. Played at the line, Lassen gives it across. Shot from a sharp angle, that misses the target. Marcus Lauritsen has 3 assists in this championship, looking for a goal there. Shot to the short side, gets blocked, loose puck in front. Bodker goes after it, into the final minute now here of the second period. Bodker for Lassen. Lassen sends it back, Marcus Lauritsen off the stick, bounces towards the front. Nick Jensen takes a swipe at it, missed. Jensen then goes in with a good bump on Hammond. Cleared up at center by O'Connor, on for Lake. Lake is in, a shot, a bit of a knuckler off a stick, cleared away by Sebastian Dom. And one last chance here for Anderson. Anderson with the wrist shot, that ticks off Richardson and went wide. Back around the boards. Richardson jams it out to center ice. On it is Oliver Lauritsen. He takes a bump there from Betteridge. And it's up at center ice for Nicholas Anderson. For Morten Madsen, he lost it at center ice. And period number 2 will come to an end. No scoring in the second period as Denmark continues to lead by a score of 2-1.
Second period of game. Team Great Britain 1, Team Denmark 2. Shots on goal in the second period. Team Denmark 6, Team Great Britain 7.
For a second.
Technology for the future. How about technology for today that helps with life, with love, with our friends and families? Technology that helps us to find joy. All things that make life, life. And us, human.
Szkoda, simply clever.
For the last 2 years, we had to pause the game that we love. But the love for the game has never died. Ice hockey is ours. Our endless spirit, our passion, our love. Little by little, the IIHF is bringing the game back. It is time to get back on the ice.
Игра состоит из множества моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе. Движение за движением. Касание за касанием. Момент за моментом.
Rezultat pēcotrā perioda. Lielbritānijai ir 1, Dānijai ir 2. Metienu vārdiem pēc otrā perioda.
Player statistics. Team statistics.
In the middle, in the middle for me it's a fight for the position. For me it's a fight for the position, on my view. Hook. 6-3. You took right in the end. Yeah, but right in the end you lose the puck. That's it. Doesn't matter, you lose the puck. Go away now. Easy, easy, good. The push. Okay, let's go. Go puck, guys. Move puck. Watch out. Loose puck! No, keep going! Okay, we're done now. Easy, good. That's a good hit. That's fine, yeah, that's fine. I'm over here.
Can we talk beginning of the third? Is that fine for you? Yeah.
I wasn't shouting
Yeah,
at
that's
you.
perfect. Yeah. I'm fine though. That's okay.
The game is in advance. Fast and play.
The new ice hockey fan gift banner color, powered by Transit.
Come on.
Hvis ikke Pelle gør det, så kommer der. Stor skud.
Kom frem. Det er stort. Undskyld. Kom on, stor. Kom on. Alex, kom on. Ja. Bakker.
Third period here between Denmark and Great Britain. Sebastian Daum and Ben Bounds have been very good in this game, as we expected they would be. There's Nicholas Jensen, who was shaken up in that second period, but appears to be all right. "14 minutes and 51 seconds of ice time from Marcus Lauritsen over 2 periods of play.
Okay, guys, last period. Come on, You first.
And Joshua Tetlow has 13:57 for Great Britain to lead them in that category. 16:02 for Jensen Obo. Here comes Jensen at center. Nick Jensen takes it wide against Tetlow, puts on the brakes, plays it back at the line. Matthias Lassen, and that shot into the left arm of Myers. Myers was shaken up earlier in this game. Didn't miss a shift. On for Ben Davies. Broken stick on the play.
It was off the face-off. Julian Jakobsen, who went to the bench and got a new one, but still going to maybe cause trouble for one of the 2 teams.
Matthias Lassen gets this on. Hammond tried to get a stick to redirect that. And had he redirected that, that was headed right for us.
It was. I'm glad you hadn't flinched, because we are 25 feet away from the playing surface, and we're close.
Jesper Jensen, short try. Bounds is down, makes the save. Larson jumps in from the line. Larson puts on the brakes against the checking of Phillips. Came awkwardly out to the front of the net, and that got cleared away quickly. Hammond gets the center ice, and Hammond will send it in. Sebastian Daum will turn that aside. Back in across for Nick Olsson, plays it in behind the net. Clemens is on it. Clemens puts it off the glass. Alexander True trying to trap it, could not. And Dowd will get it into the Denmark zone. Christensen, lead pass for Olsson. He'll deflect it in, goes in after it. Olsson plays it up the boards for Frome, back for Olsson. Olsson back at the line. Lassen pitches it across quickly. Flip to the front of the net by Jensen Obo, and then he'll backtrack as the puck gets cleared, breaks it up, and Denmark turns it right back into the Great Britain zone again. Player changes now for Great Britain. Dowd in his own zone. Played it through, no one there. Jensen Obo gets it on for Paulson, on for Morten Madsen. Quick shot by Morten Madsen. To the near side, Jensen Obo plays it down in behind the net. After it is Clements. He'll play it on for Connolly. He'll deflect it out the center. Dowd comes across, runs into his man on his way to the bench. To the line no further. Christensen will break it up.
Great Britain's having a tough time connecting with their passes once they get past center ice.
Sam Jones in across. He'll take a bump. Jakobsen back in his own end. Tries to pull away. Does. And a backhander into the near corner. Jakobsen pours in after it. Chipped away from him. Hayden Long waits for it on the near side boards. Comes up, he'll clear it ahead for Lakowitz. Lakowitz's pass was in behind Betteridge. And Great Britain on the regroup, and Denmark will make a change as well.
Great Britain was using their 4 lines. Denmark's already cut down to 3.
Both these teams back in action tomorrow. Belarus will be the opposition for Great Britain. Long right wing pass, Davies will deflect it in. They say he did not touch it. He thinks he did. And icing is called. Russia and Denmark will meet tomorrow.
Russia is going to get fortified with some players. Dmitry Orlov, Vladimir Tarasenko will join. And the goaltender coming over as well.
Ilya Samsonov from the Washington Capitals. Not sure when they arrive. If they arrive today, they would be eligible for the 30th.
It's a 2-day quarantine. You get tested every day. After the second day of self-quarantine, you have a 4-day team quarantine.
Olsson brings it in. Nick Olsson takes it wide. Chrome on the loose puck. Plays it back for Olsson. He gets jammed up in behind the net by Ben Davies. Anderson plays it back to the line. Brugesser tried to unload on that, lost his footing and went down. Frome throws it from the short side. And Ben Davies is there to take the loose puck and plays it down the ice. Icing gets waved off, and Sebastian Dahm will leave it for Jensen Obo.
Denmark's has done a good job of getting right in front of the net of bounds, but he's done an even better job of seeing the pucks coming through and directing them off to the side. Nothing's been sitting around in front of him.
Paulson trying to take that pass in full flight. Richardson breaks it up. To the blue line it comes. Christensen will backhand it down low. Paulson trying to get it with Morten Madsen. And this will get popped out at center ice, and Ben Lake will go after it. Lake takes a bump in the corner from Christensen. Puck gets cleared around. Back in for Morten Madsen. For Madsen, his 15th World Championship. For Paulson, his 10th World Championship. And Frederick Storm is a veteran of this team as well. 64th World Championship game played for him, as he is 6th on the all-time list.
Denmark has been in the top group since 2003. Their world ranking is 12th. Last 3 years, 11, 10, and 12. So that averages out, and they're usually in the mix. A couple of wins each and every time in the qualifying.
A very good hockey country for a country that doesn't have a whole lot of hockey players, but getting there. Certainly the Nikolai Ehlers of the world and all that helping immensely.
Yeah, they were 8th in 2016 and 2010, their 2 high water marks.
The depth comes into play when you can't get all your NHL players over. They just don't have that many to choose from. Other countries, Sweden and Finland, that have so many players in the NHL, even if 50% of the players don't come, you still have some. That's not the case with Denmark. They're just not that deep yet. But making strides. Storm gets this on. Jesper Jensen sends it cross ice for Nicholas Hart. Back for Larson and on for Jensen Obo. The center ice no further. He got double teamed by Long and Lakowitz. Oliver Larson to center, sends it in. Meyer going in after it. Meyer hasn't seen a whole lot of shifts in this game for Denmark. Long lead pass that misses the intended receiver, Betteridge, and an icing call.
Third appearance for Oliver Betteridge. Second time in the top division. There's Lakowitz. Doing the most he can. 14 years he's been with the Nottingham Panthers. 31-year-old.
Speaking of the next game, this from our reporter Claire Hanna, that Carl Klingberg is done for the tournament. He was injured in yesterday's or 2 days ago. This gets cleared up the boards. Sweden and Switzerland, the next match in this building.
That was against Belarus. And he was shaken up and wasn't able to return as that game went on.
Marcus Lauritsen drives this into the Great Britain zone. He'll hustle in after it. Goes to the backboards against the checking of Ben O'Connor. To the front of the net, backhand try by Morten Paulsen. That got blocked by Bounds. Loose puck grabbed off by Anderson. Anderson trying to get to the forehand. Bounds another good save as that was headed for the short side. Lassen sends it across. Marcus Lauritsen has trouble with it. Stays with it though. Dishes it off. Pressure here by Denmark. Lassen at the line. Lassen, head up, puts on the brakes, takes a look. Denmark starting a line change. And off the stick of Morten Paulsen. And that will allow Great Britain to clear it, but they will not be able to make a change on the icing call.
Brett Perlini got the puck in the corner, and you can almost see him thinking he doesn't want to ice it, but he wants to get it out of the zone. The players are tired. He was hoping it would hit something as it was going down the ice instead. Down for icing, and big face-off now for him.
Jakobsen, Bodker, and Niklas Jensen out now for Denmark. Jensen gets it back. Rugesser the shot, and that hit Mikkel Bodker in front of the net.
Side.
Ouch. Rangers initially.
Some goals, the snapshot from O'Connor over the glove of Sebastian Dahm, then a face-off. O'Connor can't take it. And then eventually Jakobsen spins and it goes in. And this is the Niklas Jensen shot that goes off the defenseman's stick, just to the right of the right pad of Ben Bounds, and that's why it's 2-1 Denmark.
6 points in the tournament for Niklas Jensen. Plays in Jokerit.
top mark for a Danish player at the World Championship is 8 points by Morten Green, who also has the most games played until the end of this tournament. He is going to be surpassed by Morten Madsen. That was on 2 goals and 6 assists for Green. And Jensen having a breakout tourney so far.
4 points in the opening game.
He had back-to-back 58-point seasons for the Oshawa Generals, was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks, but got to a Canuck team that was in its winning ways post Stanley Cup Final 2011, those next 2 seasons. High expectations for Canucks and the fans of that team, and Jensen just couldn't stick. Moved on to the Rangers. And as you mentioned, Jokerit of the KHL, the Finnish entrant playing in the Continental Hockey League. There's my Halloween costume. And my dance moves.
Yeah, there you go. So getting back to the action here after the injury to Mikkel Botker. Larson will slam this around the boards. Jakobsen goes after it. Nikolai Meyer plays it around. Jensen from a sharp angle tried to drive that to the net, came back out front. So Nikolai Meyer, who had a shift in place of Niklas Jensen, now gets a shift on that line in place of Mikkel Botker. Julius Jakobsen. Jensenovo passes that across. Jesper Jensen will play it back into his own zone. Nicholas Hart will drop it. Jesper Jensen will flip it in. Tetlow after it. Sends it for Richardson, and Richardson will play it back for Tetlow. Up at center, looking for a little bit of room, Brendan Connolly. Lost control of it, and it's right back out at center, and grabbed off by Storm. He'll take this wide. And a battle along the near side boards. Big Oliver Lawrenson trying to jam it back down low. Grabbed off by Liam Kirk. And he'll put it back into his own end. Phillips on for Kirk and on for Connolly. A 1-goal game here into the back half of the third period. Olsson pushed to the outside by Phillips, sends it in deep, goes in after it. Plays it around for Matthias Frome. Frome will send it back at the line for Lassen. Lassen down for Nick Olsson. Olsson trying to find a little bit of room. Plays it back to the blue line. Lassen walks it in, doesn't shoot it. Now he does, deflected in front. Olsson tried to get a stick on it, could not. Frome plays it back in behind the net. And this is grabbed off Phillips. Had it knocked off his stick, and then he'll get some help from Liam Kirk.
They're going to have to get up ice. Only 1 shot so far for Great Britain in this third period.
Another one of those games, much like the one Denmark was involved in on the other side with Switzerland, where Switzerland dominated the majority of the play, and yet when all was said and done, it was a 1-goal victory, 1-0.
Yeah, the shots in this game, 25-14 for Denmark. The shots in the Denmark-Switzerland game, 30-4. This offensive zone face-off might lead to something. Quick little convo amongst the players on the ice. Mike Hammond's been strong in the face-off circle.
Back to the line it comes, Swindlehurst. He fires that one, and that's fought off by the netminder Sebastian Dahm. Jakobsen will bounce it out at center. Ben Lake being watched there by Jakobsen, puts it back into the Denmark zone, gets tied up, and there's going to be a penalty. Lassen and Jakobsen squeezed out Lake, who went down. Power play Great Britain when we come back. Great Britain has competed in the World Championship every year since 1989. They got into the main group for the first time in 1930. There was a number of years in between there that they did not compete in World Championship play. Perlini lays it back for Hammond. Power play for Great Britain. Second power play of the hockey game. Back at the line, quickly down to the front of the net. That got turned aside. Good puck battle there, and Perlini comes up with it. Perlini sends it in behind the net. Lake gets squeezed out hard there by Larson. Dowd is on the loose puck. Near side for Hammond, walks in, rips it. That goes off a leg as Jensen Ovo got in front of it. Cross ice pass was blocked, came right back, and Connolly kept it in. O'Connor at that left point. Leaves it for Dowd. Gets it back for O'Connor. And back for Dowd. Perlini floats to the back post. Doesn't come across. Hammond walks it in. Elects to send it over to Dowd, and the pass was a bit into his skates. Hammond, he'll leave it for Dowd and back for Hammond. Across it goes for O'Connor. Misfired on the shot. And Big Lordson gets in front of it, comes up with it, and he'll send it down the ice. It leaves the playing surface, but it did go off a stick, and we have an injured. Well, he's up and okay as Hammond went flying into the boards, and Oliver Lordson is at it with. Are they going to give him a penalty on this?
No, they're just trying to separate the two. The referees are trying to decide where to put the face-off. Hammond, it went off the toe of his stick and out of play. He was diving to try to knock it down, so it would have been a high stick anyways. There's the indication. But this does go off the toe of the stick there. And so the face-off is being decided upon right now by the referee crew. And off his stick in the neutral zone, so it should stay in the neutral zone. And they've got it corrected.
The rule at one time was if you knocked it down with a high stick and you were on a power play, it went all the way down the ice.
Right. With this leaving the playing surface, it brought about the conversation.
48 or 40 seconds left to go in the power play. Richardson will send this cross ice. Liam Kirk carries it in, tried to get to the inside. It's a stick held there a little bit by Christensen. And Marcus Lordson will slam this around the boards and down the ice.
Not a lot of time left, and I really wish Great Britain would pass the puck harder to each other. These soft little passes aren't going to get the job done.
They've talked about that, how in league play you can get away with a lot of that. At this level, you can't. To the front of the net, Sebastian Dom, good save. Matthew Myers right in his line of sight. And now Oliver Lordson. He's had a burr under his saddle for the last couple of shifts.
He has. That puck went right to the goaltender. Quick little shot, and then some pushing and shoving with Myers and Lordson. Here's Connolly at the top of the circle. All you want to do is just get it through the defender, and he does so, and the screen in front. And with a quick little look for Myers to try to find a puck that's not there.
Guys, done, hey, done. Guys, stop it, stop. Don't go out for nothing now. Hey. Easy. I don't want to take you out of the game for nothing. Just easy, okay? So do the job, do the job.
Christoph Sternat and Michael Sherrick, the referees.
Well, with 6:20 left in a one-goal game, what they were saying was correct. And O'Connor to the net, save, rebound. Perlini bangs at it. Thought he had it tucked in on the short side. Another save by Sebastian Dom. And now Frederick Storm on the loose puck, and he'll clear it down the ice.
Bertolini having to stick handle with the puck right in the blue paint, then below the goal line, trying to jam it past that left pad.
Frederick Storm grabs it off. He'll bank it off the boards. Jesper Jensen goes in after it. Jensen sends it around. Hammond breaks it up, bounces to the front of the net. Nicholas Hart with an opportunity. Send out at center, and grabbed off by Nicholas Jensen. For Larson. And Nicholas Hart will send it down the ice as the penalty has expired. Ben Davies sends it through. Betteridge with the wrister over top the net. Swindlehurst holds it in, sends it around the boards, but some room and time for Jakobsen. He'll send it all the way down the ice. And Jakobsen is going to argue that his teammate got there first, but icing is going to be called.
It's that play to the front of the net, and Bertolini's trying to drag it and get it past the pad. Shot right there. There's a rebound. So hard off the side of the net, can't get back at it, just trying to punch it over the goalie's pad. And Mattias Lassen helps out his tender.
Christensen. This gets up at center ice. Carried it across the line by Nicholas Jensen. And now play back out at center. Lassen on for Marcus Lorentzen, and Lorentzen will whip it off the glass and in. Ketlow protects it, but then he gets double teamed, and Jakobsen will play it down low. Meyer went down on the play, still on this line in place of Mikkel Bodker, who took a puck to the ear 7 or 8 minutes ago, went to the dressing room for repairs. This gets gloved down at the line by Jakobsen. And he'll play it in behind the net. Morten Paulson sends it on. Anderson trying to get it back for Morten Paulson, picked off by Dowd. And Robert Dowd will get the center to the line no further. And it's jammed back out in the neutral ice.
I think we're at a point here for Denmark. They're not trying to add to the lead, they're trying to hold the lead.
Dennis Bayak, Dave Tomlinson, our TSN crew here at the 2021 World Hockey Championship in Riga, Latvia. As Denmark, with under 4 to go, trying to nail this one down. Short side try, Sebastian Dom was down. Lake in front of the net for Hammond, scores! Mike Hammond ties this thing up with 3:42 to go.
Mike Hammond was instrumental in this goal. Passed the puck from his own end on the boards, at the hash marks, off the far boards to allow the puck to come into the zone. Indirect, and then he hustles to the front of the net. Puts the brakes on there. Lake waits, finds Hammond. And it tickles the twine for a tied score with under 4 minutes to play in the third. Nice patience to hold. Hammond, the drag, the shot, 5-hole, 2-2.
Hammond had 4 in last year's tournament, or 2 years ago, the last World Championship, and gets his first of this championship. And a big one to tie this game up with 3.5 now left to go in regulation.
I was admiring that pass. I mean, it was perfect.
Phillips from the line. That's off Nicholas Hart. Kept it at the blue line, thrown to the front of the net by O'Connor. And now this will get cleared down the ice, and this will be an icing call against Denmark.
Boy, I think it was a minute and a half before it said that it looked like Denmark was just trying to play defense. Nice elusive move, the patience to get it through. And right underneath the goalie. Here's True trying to block it. But when he reaches, he allows some space there. And at the front of the net, Nicholas Anderson, better if he went down on the ice and laid out rather than trying to kick a foot to try to stop it, which he didn't.
Since the start of the second period, Great Britain has outshot Denmark 14-9. After the shots were 16-6. in the first period when Denmark got both its goals after falling behind 1-0. And in behind the play, we have an injured player. That's Connolly. He got knocked down, then he got his stick tossed. 2-2 tie. 2:47 to go here in the third. So after a goal in each of the first two games, Great Britain with a couple. There's a deflection by Jensen. That went over top the net. May have ticked the right arm of Bounds. Jensen is after it. And top line for Denmark. And Jensen turns and Bounds makes the save on the short side.
That was a giveaway that Jensen pounced on and then continued on behind the net. The spin move to get it to the front of the net. Dennis, the last game we did in this building last night was between the Czech Republic and Belarus. Belarus opened the scoring. The Czechs scored twice. Belarus tied it and it went to overtime. In this game, Great Britain scored first and Denmark got ahead. And Great Britain ties it here in the third.
Someone left the script and these two teams saw it before the game and said, okay, that's what we have to do. Back to the front of the net it comes. USA has picked up a 3-0 victory. Jakobsen sends that to the front of the net. Nikolai Meyer trying to get a stick on it. Meyer comes up with it at center. Tried to pull it around Clemens, could not. Marcus Lauritsen banks it off the boards. Meyer will put it in. Morten Madsen with the steal on the far side. Into the final 2 minutes now. Morten Madsen trying to work it back to the blue line. Nicholas Anderson already playing on a bit of a wonky ankle, got spilled on the far side. Off his knees, he stays in the battle with Clements. Now he takes a bit of a shot from Swindlehurst and another one.
I know one of these nations plays rugby.
That's quite the scrum they got going. And now a penalty coming up. And it's going to go to Denmark. After all of that, Nicholas Jensen felt he'd had enough.
Both referees are talking. They both had their arms up. Wonder if they got the same guy.
No, I think they're gonna call 2 and 2.
I think they're taking them both. I mean, it was a battle, to say the least, in the corner. Connolly was a part of it. He always is. And Jensen, right there, goes towards Connolly, gets the glove to the head of the British player. He doesn't like the call. And he's the only one. No, here comes Connolly now, who's never short for words to the linesmen and referees.
It was Swindlehurst who probably could have picked up one out of that whole scrum, but it is Connolly who will head to the box along with Nicholas Jensen. So we'll get some 4-on-4 here with 1:29 to go.
And wouldn't Denmark love to have Kjell Bodker now, but he left the first 5 minutes of this third period, got a shot off the ear, was bleeding. Let's go get that taken care of.
So barring a goal, we'll go from 4-on-4 to 3-on-3 and some overtime if we get there. Storm up with the loose puck. Frederick Storm in his first game circles up high, dishes it off, slap shot by Marcus Lauritsen, rebound. From a sharp angle, Matthias Lassen puts it into the paint. And Ben Bounds with a solid stop.
It's a smart play by Lassen. David Phillips is adjusting his helmet. Shot towards the net, off him. And thrown right towards Bounds. Boy, there was some room upstairs, but Bounds got across. Nice job by Ben Bounds to be athletic and hold on to that.
Hammond and Jesper Jensen to take the face-off. Matthias Lassen got tied up. Hammond has the puck. He'll leave it for Richardson and back for Hammond. Into the final minute, Hammond to the line, gets to the forehand, ties a bit of a toe drag. It worked, and Hammond with a wrist shot to the short side, and Sebastian Dom makes a good stop.
That's a little bit of a David Pasternak right there as Mike Hammond, who scored the last goal.
Heinz Ehlers in behind the Denmark bench. Mike Hammond, number 21 for Great Britain, is the player that tied this game up just a moment or two ago. And with 47 seconds left in regulation, we have a tie game. We've got 4-on-4 here, and here comes Alexander True. Takes a look, Anderson heads for the front of the net. True still has it, and then the net comes off the peg.
The two most offensively creative players for Denmark aren't available to them right now for this 4-on-4 because Nicholas Jensen's in the penalty box and Mikael Balker's in the dressing room having his ear stitched up. As Great Britain opened the scoring in the first 3 minutes of the hockey game and then scored in the last 4 minutes of this third to tie it. So they get the net back on, and Ben Bounds has been the busier of the two goaltenders.
Ben O'Connor opened the scoring early for Great Britain. Jakobsen and Nick Jensen with his fourth of the tournament. After one period, that's the way it stood until just moments ago when Mike Hammond gets his first of the championship. Had 4 last year for Great Britain. And this game is deadlocked 2-2. Great Britain 0-2 and Denmark 1-1.
Yeah, they surprised Sweden in the opener, their opener for both teams, a 4-3 victory there, and then a 1-0 loss to Switzerland.
Richardson, as Perlini wins another faceoff. He's been good in that department in this game. Liam Kirk circles out of his own zone. Kirk with one last drive in for Great Britain. The wrist shot goes off the shaft of a stick. Blake tracks it down. True chases him, comes back at the line for Richardson. Down low for Liam Kirk. And back up at center ice. And the wrister. And that goes off a stick and up off the glass.
Nicholas Anderson realizing not much time left in the game, just get it towards the net, goes off a skate. So another all-important face-off in the dying moments of this hockey game. Myers, of course, will be in the face-off dot. Hurt his right wrist very early in the hockey game. Got it taped up.
Number 3 in this championship coming into the game at 70% in the face-off department. And Jesper Jensen, the veteran, will take it for Denmark. And a face-off win for Great Britain. And we are going to overtime. Denmark and Great Britain tied 2-2. We'll have some 3-on-3.
Score after regular time, Team Great Britain 2, Team Denmark shots on goal in the third period. Team Denmark 5, Team Great Britain 8. Shots on goal in entire game. Team Denmark 27, Team Great Britain 21. As the score is tied after regular time, a 5-minute overtime will follow after a 3-minute intermission. The overtime will be played with one goaltender and 3 skaters per team.
Tying goal from Mike Hammond. The assist to Ben Lake came late in the third with 1:29 to go. Sorry, 3:42 to go. The penalties came with 1:29 to go.
They will start 3-on-3, and then after 32 seconds, Connolly for Great Britain, Nicholas Jensen for Denmark will join for the 4-on-4 until the following whistle, and then they'll go back to 3-on-3.
Wait up first and put in
If it gets there.
Okay, please sticks around the ice, guys.
And here we go. Jensen Obo chased back into his own zone, puts on the brakes, and Denmark taking its way out of its own end of the ice here on the 3-on-3. Jesper Jensen takes the drop pass. Frederick Storm is with him. Storm pulls it out. Frederick Storm in. And a penalty coming up on the play to Great Britain. Frederick Storm with a nice dangle in the high slot. And a hooking penalty coming.
It's going to be Liam Kirk going to the penalty box. Storm on the entry into the zone, got the puck, cut to his left after Jesper Jensen dropped it. And just a miscue between Perlini and Kirk. And that's going to be the hook to the hands there as Storm went to his forehand. Timeout called. They'll start 4-on-3 for Denmark.
Then we'll go to 5-on-4. And then on the first stoppage, we'll go back to 4-on-3. If you've got all that, we hope you do, because there'll be questions asked later.
We'll just say man advantage by 1.
Jesper Jensen wins the draw. Out of the penalty box now, Connolly along with Nicholas Jensen, and Jensen has it. He'll play it back at the line. Jensen Obo for Nicholas Jensen. No shooting lane there against Phillips. Into the slot, deflected away, and this will get cleared all the way down the ice. And Dom had to be careful with that. And now Nicholas Jensen will skate it in. On for Frederick Storm. Storm puts on the brakes. Storm in the spot where Mikkel Botker would normally be on the power play. This gets jammed loose, and Phillips will skate it out. Phillips has Betteridge with him, flips a backhander to the front of the net. And Nicholas Jensen has to go after it. Jensen Obo Sends it on. Frome will drop it back. And Jensen Obo will start up the ice for Denmark. On for Alexander True. He'll play it back. Nicholas Jensen winds his way in, finds a little bit of room, plays it around the boards. Jesper Jensen waits for it. Frome back for Jensen. Watched by Ben Davies. Puts it in for Frome. Save made by Bounds. Nicholas Jensen carries low, bank pass. Jensen Obo, he'll go cross ice. Takes the pass back, lets the shot go through traffic. And a glove save by Bounds, and he'll hang on to it.
They do want to get the puck to Nicholas Jensen. He's had a lot of shots in this game. He's still known for that hard shot. Jensen Obo into the crest of the goaltender. Timeout called here. Denmark will go through for their power play options. Heinz Ehlers looks on as the assistant coaches take over here.
And we'll go back to a 4-on-3 here as they try and design a play with 29 seconds left in the power play.
They will try to get the puck to Nicholas Jensen. We'll simplify it. Into the slot.
There you
Follow
go.
the wiggly line and score. And for Great Britain, big number 24, Joshua Tetlow has been a shot-blocking machine. Look for that coming up.
No Dallas Earhart in this game today for Great Britain. So the all-important face-off, and it is a win for Great Britain. And cleared all the way down the ice is Brett Perlini out on the penalty kill. Lauritsen drops it back. Jesper Jensen sends it on. Matthias Frome drops it back at the line. Lauritsen on for Jensen. Plays it down to the goal line. Back in for Lauritsen. Walked in and ripped it. And Bounds may have got a piece of it, and it went wide. Perlini now looking to get off on the line change. Jesper Jensen will play it in. And the power play is over.
Well, they had their one shot at it.
Back to 4-on-4. There's the long shot by O'Connor right on Sebastian Dom, and they'll get the face-off in the offensive zone.
I'm not sure I like Dom deflecting that into the netting. I mean, maybe he didn't have any choice, but a lot of times you can see goaltenders almost those long shots put them wherever they want. But now it'll be back to 3-on-3 with an offensive zone face-off for Great Britain. This has been a wonky overtime from the 4-on-4 coming into it, and the 5-on-4, the 4-on-3, 4-on-4. Here's the 3-on-3.
And arithmetic was never my good subject in school. Alexander True wins the face-off. Jensen Obo back on for True. He'll hit the line, dishes it off for Frederick Storm. Storm trying to drive the net. Good poke check there from the defenseman Ben O'Connor. Came to the front of the net, and another penalty coming as Alexander True got dumped. On comes Nicholas Jensen. 4-on-3 now with the net empty on the delayed call. Jensen takes it around the net. Back up top, dishes it off. Jensen Obo trying to come across it, got blocked. Nicholas Jensen down to the goal line. Storm back for Jensen. He got spilled, shot through some traffic, and that went wide and poked away, and now play whistle down. And a tripping penalty coming to Great Britain. Second power play for Denmark here in overtime.
It's Ben Lake and in front of the net. The giveaway, True is lining up a shot, and then there's the diving Lake into the feet. Both coaches have used their timeouts, and now they're trying to hurry the players for this face-off. 1:28 to go, and another power play for Denmark.
Each team with a point. So the first point of this World Championship for Great Britain, and they'll play for the second. Jesper Jensen pulls it back. Frome gets it back for Marcus Lauritsen. Niklas Jensen for Marcus Lauritsen, down for Frome. Back for Lauritsen, on for Jensen. To the side of the net, that got deflected away as Jesper Jensen tried to play it across. Back for Marcus Lauritsen, he'll walk it in, doesn't shoot it. Frome in a little tight. Plays it back for Marcus Lauritsen, down for Jensen, ripped it, and Bounds stopped it, bobbled it for a second, and now hangs onto it.
It's a good stop. Jensen's trying to direct traffic. He's imploring his players to go with what was drawn up. He wants to move it off to the side and come down the slot and have the defenseman come down the middle. Instead, he just throws it at the goaltender because the other players hadn't gotten into the proper formation.
Another face-off. This one gets tied up. And will it get cleared? Yes, it does, as Perlini will play it down the ice.
A couple of big face-off wins for him.
43 seconds away from a shootout. Frederick Storm takes this wide. Sends it around for Jensen. For Jesper Jensen. Jensen plays it around for Storm. Storm will play it back for Lauritsen. Back for Jensen, back for Lauritsen, scores! Marcus Lauritsen on the power play with 24.5 seconds left to go. And Denmark will pick up the extra point with a 3-2 win over Great Britain.
The heavy shot on the power play from Lauritsen goes through bounds. And with multiple man advantage opportunities late in the hockey game, Denmark finally strikes. A give and go, and the shot past the blocker. Mark Richardson couldn't block it, neither could Ben Bounds. And Niklas Jensen picks up another point on the game-winning goal on that slap shot.
So a 3-point game for Niklas Jensen, a 2-point game for Marcus Lauritsen, a goal and an assist. And Denmark will win this game 3-2, and some relief there from Heinz Ehlers, the head coach of this Denmark squad. We'll have our players of the game. We'll have the Denmark national anthem. As Denmark goes to 2-1, this will be a 2-point victory. In Switzerland and Sweden.
Final score
at 8:15 local here in this building. Our second game of the day.
Goal in the overtime period. Team Denmark 5, Team Great Britain 2.
So player of the game time here in Riga. But a point for Great Britain. So they do go to 0-3 as far as the win-loss column is concerned. But first point of this World Championship for them.
IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
We're able to win in overtime to get here. There's no relegation this year.
Best player of Team Great Britain, number 24, Joshua Tetlow.
Well, I'm happy that they recognize that this man played a very industrious game. Blocking shots, taking the body, all those things.
Dānijas izlases labākais spēlētājs numur 33.
Best player of Team
this is?
Denmark, number 33, Julian Jakobsen.
Jakobsen will get the player of the game for Denmark. Got the goal back in the opening period that tied the game up 1-1. Very aggressive player. And now the anthem of the winning team, which is Denmark,
Ladies and gentlemen,
with a 3-2 overtime final.
Anthem of Denmark.
Notikušā Starptautiskās hokeja federācijas 2021. gada pasaules hokeja čempionāta spēle notiks šovakar Olimpiskajā sporta centrā 2015, kur savā starpā tiksies Šveices un Zviedrijas izlases.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance. The 2021 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship will continue today at the Olympic Sports Center at 8:15 p.m. with the game between Team Switzerland and Team Sweden.
Jonathan, up until this game, you've stayed pretty disciplined with the penalties, but how did that cost you here tonight?
Yeah, obviously that cost us in overtime there. I think, I think it was a bit of desperation. They got some good looks, and we just felt we had to, do something, take them down, take the penalty, and there's only so many chances we can give them. But I thought, obviously we're really disappointed just to get the 1 point. To be honest, I thought, we've grown as this tournament has gone. And we were really looking to take the full points there.
This team continues to push and push until the end. How do you get over that hump, though, and get a W?
We just got to keep going. I think with us I think we've always had that never say die attitude, and I think we play a gritty enough game to do that. And as we've said from day one of training camp for this is, each day we get better and we keep building, and so far we're doing that. And if we keep doing that, then wins will start coming for us.
And Jonathan, you've hit a significant milestone in your career here today, 100 games. How have you just seen the group grow?
I think we've always been a very tight group. A lot of us have been together for a lot of years now, and I think that kind of brotherhood, I guess, is really kind of kept us going. And we've had our ups and downs and commiserations of not getting promotion from two groups below this, and I think that made us stronger as a group, and that was the foundations of us being able to be here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Marcus, congratulations on the win. You scored that goal in overtime. How tense were those moments?
I mean, they're tense always in overtime. It's do or die. But I'm just happy that we got the extra point here. That was big for us. But yeah, we're not satisfied with giving up that late goal in the third period. But yeah, we just got to look forward here.
You held the lead for most of the game. What broke down in that third period?
It's a tough question. They're desperate. They want to come out and score a goal, and we make a mistake there, counting numbers coming back, and they get a guy free in the slot. That can't happen, but I'm just happy with the OT win here.
You now have 2 wins. You've heard your national anthem played twice. What does it mean to stand beside your brother on this team representing Denmark?
It's a very, very special feeling. It's something you dream about as a kid, playing for the national team, let alone do it alongside your brother is a very special feeling, and it's hard to describe. You don't really think about it during games, but hopefully down the road you can look back and really enjoy it.
Marcus, I'm going to ask you one question, and can you please answer in Danish?
Yep.
How does the team feel now that you've got 2 wins in this tournament?
Ja, vi har det godt. Nu har vi 2 sejre her, noget at bygge videre på. Vi har nogle hårde opgaver frem for os her, men vi skal give det alt, hvad vi har her i de sidste kampe, og så må vi se, hvor det bærer hen af.
Tak.
Tak.
Thank you very much.
For the last 2 years, we had to pause the game that we love. But the love for the game has never died. Ice hockey is ours. Our endless spirit, our passion, our love. Little by little, the IIHF is bringing the game back. It is time to get back on the ice.
Игра состоит из множества моментов. Каждый момент приближает тебя к выигрышу. Ближе и ближе. Движение за движением. Касание за касанием. Момент за моментом. И победа у тебя в руках. Лови момент для ставки вместе с Лигой ставок.
Kaatua, Max.